Pro AI versus Traktor DJ2 for iOS. I'm DJ Spiegel SPin, and I'm going to show you the difference. Let's take it to the App Store, and when we type in DJ, let's see what comes up and see where these two apps rank and the reviews. So if you look over here, DJ Pro is right here at the top, and it is editor's choice. So that means it has very good reviews and is highly recommended by the App Store itself. And then down here we have eDJ Mix. I would say that this is the next app comparable to DJ Pro, and it has 119,000 reviews and almost 5 stars. Now if we keep making our way down, we got the Groove Pad, we got Drum Machines, we got Party Mix 3D, and then all the way down here we have Traktor DJ2 with 3 stars and only 93 reviews. So obviously this is not nearly as popular or as widely used as DJ Pro. And if we click over here, the last update was 2 years ago. So I think that Traktor is done updating this app, and I think what we get with it, and I don't think they're adding anything in the future. Where compared to DJ Pro, they just did a huge, giant overhaul of the whole app last week, and they update very frequently, and they're going to keep updating. So now let's go back to the Traktor app. Here we are in the app. So this is what it looks like when you first fire up the app. This is what classic mode of DJ Pro looks like. When you first launch the app, you will see, this is what you'll see with the 2 decks, and you have access to all these other, you have Pro mode, and you have the looper and all of this, and even in classic mode, you guys can get these volume sliders with filters and EQs. So now let's go back to Traktor. So this is what you get. There's no other screens. There's no other modes. You get these jog wheels. You got these volume faders. And you have these really hard to use EQs. So let's start with comparing the jog wheels. These jog wheels are not very responsive. It's really hard to scratch slowly and be precise with the adjustments. And it's the same thing with the waveforms. I just feel like these are a little bit too loose compared to our DJ Pro ones, which are definitely the best jog wheels for a touchscreen. Very responsive, and then even if we go over here to Pro mode, we have these informative jog wheels with information on them, and they're much better than the Traktor one, but you still got jog wheels, and you can still do the same thing. I would recommend having this app as a backup because it definitely does not even come close to being as advanced as DJ Pro, but you still got jog wheels, you still got a mixer, and if something happens to DJ Pro, you could fire this up and start DJing. Now, let's compare these EQs. This is the only way to control the EQs, and DJ Pro has EQs like that. If you go to classic mode, and then you press the EQs here, and I never use these ones. These are the hardest buttons to use on a touchscreen while DJing. But if you go over here to the EQs, these are very precise, very easy, and work perfectly with the touchscreen, and you get a filter over here. So with the EQs, DJ Pro, it's much easier to do these smooth mixes when you're not using a controller. Speaking of controllers, watch the video to the end. I'm going to plug in this controller, see if it works with the Traktor app. Now, let's go back over to Traktor. So the next thing I'll talk about is these volume faders. These are really good. DJs, when they DJ EDM, they use these volume faders a lot more than the crossfaders. And the fact that they're right here and they're the easiest buttons to use on the app makes it easy to do easy transitions, smooth fade-ins, fade-outs. You can cut out songs very easily. And there you go. You got volume faders, you got jog wheels, and you have a mixer. Next is going to be the effects. DJ Pro is known for having an abundance of effects. They have pad effects, instant effects, and manual effects. And if you look at here, there's a list of all these effects that it has. Now we go to Traktor, and we simply get 4. So you can't have the EQs visible at the same time as you do effects. You have to press this filter button, and then to use it, up is a high pass, low is a low pass filter, and this button at the bottom, this will lock it in, and it'll be like hold the effect, so you don't have to keep your hand there. Now, they give us 4 effects. You have filter, which isn't really an effect. In DJ Pro and most DJ softwares and hardwares, they consider the filter one of the EQs. So basically 3 effects. You have reverb, delay, and gator. So no echo, no scratcher effect, very limited, but you do have some effects. I would say the easiest transition would be an echo out. So you could do that here with a reverb and use reverb out, but you don't have nearly as much options as DJ Pro. Now, the waveforms is what Traktor used to be known for. They were very informative, and if you slide this down, you'll see a full screen waveform mode. And also, if you press it over here, you'll see the waveform mode. You have your volume control. You have a crossfader, BPMs, sync, and everything that you will need. And you could also have the volume fader and the EQs here, but I really can't DJ without Jog Wheels, so I would keep it on this screen. Now let's talk about the library. The one good thing is you have access to SoundCloud Go. So if you're used to DJing on DJ Pro with SoundCloud and you have your playlist in SoundCloud and you're DJing and something happens, DJ Pro is crashing and you need to switch to a different app, you could switch to this app, get all your music from SoundCloud, and you do have a decent way to mix it. Next is going to be if we go back to the library, you guys will notice that there's no way to create new playlists that I found. You can just go over here and add songs to the queue, and then once you load up one of these songs, it'll not be in the queue anymore, so you won't play it again. So with DJ Pro, we have one of the most advanced playlist softwares in any DJ app. So you have access to all of these streaming services, and then you also have access to the files on your iPad, and you guys can make custom playlists, smart playlists, playlist folders. So you have a lot more options in your playlist, and playlists are the most important things when you're DJing. So if you guys know how to make custom playlists in Traktor, let me know. I was not able to figure it out. And to load a track, you click the track and then press which side you want to load. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. And this app overall, it's not the best app in the world, but if you're in a pinch and you need a software to do simple mixes and get you through a gig, then this is perfect for that. Another thing is it's always good to practice using different type of equipment and different type of softwares, because if you're booked to DJ somewhere, they might not let you bring your iPad and plug it in with DJ Pro, and you might get stuck using different softwares. So it's always good to learn how to use different softwares. Once you know the basics of DJing, like BPM, how to mix, and how to load songs, all the other stuff, the extra effects that you get from DJ Pro and all the extra settings, you don't really need them to perform a decent DJ set. So keep that in mind. And it's also just fun to know how to use different programs and different controllers. So if you like learning about new DJ softwares and the new updates with DJ Pro and all about DJing with the iPad, subscribe to my channel. I make DJ videos every day.